Okay, so let's create an assembly. So before we do that, though, we should tell the software what this stuff is made of, right? And to do that, all you want to do is you want to select everything. In this case, everything's made of balsa. We can then kind of right-click on one of these highlighted parts and then go down here to Edit Material, okay? And I've actually done it already. I've selected balsa. You can actually just select it and start typing in balsa wood, and it'll find it and then say OK. All right, so mine is already set for balsa wood, so we're good to go. You need to make sure yours is set for balsa wood. And let's look at the pieces. I think what we want to do is we want to start building the wing. And I'm going to start with the centerpiece, and you can see that's part 4. And then I'm going to need these wing support pieces, which are part 3. Okay, so let's jump on over to assembly. And it should, by default, because we were already just working with this glider, it should actually by default give you these selections here. So we need a part 4, and I'm going to put that right there. We'll zoom in on it. Okay, and then we're going to need 2 of the part 3s. So I'm going to put one there, and then one right here. Okay, and I think we'll start with that. Now, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but if you look at this, you can see that they're in the same orientation. I really need these guys to be perpendicular, right? These are going to be the length of the wing. This one goes across the wing. So I'm going to select these. Let's see if I can highlight these. There we go. Highlight them, and then I need to rotate them 90 degrees. So I'll just swing it down, type in 90, hit enter, boom. Okay, and now we're set up. So let's stick our first piece. I'm going to go to the bottom view because I want to see, I should have put closer to the origin. I need this notch right here. So I'm going to select the fasten mode, and I'm going to select, I want to zoom in there. I want to get this flat surface, select it. Now let's do a top view. And I want to find the center of the beam. It should automatically kind of snap to center. And I want to get right in the middle of that. Click that. And then we have now attached that piece. Okay? So now let's attach this piece to the back side of it. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go to a bottom view. And then I want to attach it right there, and I want to attach that to that, and then say OK. And voila. Okay, so now you can see that I've started building my wing. I've got the centerpiece in, and it fits into the notches, and I got the 2 long support boards. So I'm going to sign off on that. Okay, let's import the pieces that we need to go here and here. All right, let's take a look at what they were. Those pieces were right here, which is part 5. So if I come back to my assembly and I go back to insert, we need some part 5s. I'm going to kind of put them approximately, although it's funny, it's not going to be, you're going to see it's going to look a little funny, but approximately in the right spots. Right there. Okay, so we need to attach those pieces. Now, experience has taught me, you see what I'm talking about? It's not even close. But we're going to go with our bottom view. Now, I think it's going to be better to attach this one here in the middle because it becomes harder. If I attach the ones on the end first, then it becomes difficult to attach another one on because we need to offset, and it'll become more clear when I actually do it. So I'm going to do the same thing I've done before. We're going to zoom in. I'm going to take and grab that, and I want to attach it. I want to put it right here, but I can't really easily select right here. It kind of wants us to go to the end, which is fine. We're going to put it right here. But what we're going to do is we need to slide it down the beam. We want to offset it. And we want to offset it. See that X? We want to offset it a negative X. And how far? Well, this beam is 400. That's 200, which means halfway would be 100. So I'm going to offset a negative 100. And then I can say, OK. And now I've got it perfectly attached. So let's do the one on the end here. Okay. So I'm going to do again my bottom view because I want to get this notch right there. And I'm going to select my fasten mode and I'm going to click it. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to kind of do the same thing. We'll do a top. We're going to zoom in. We're going to put it right there. Now notice though, you can see from the diagram that we're actually only halfway. So once again, I need to offset it a little bit. And I need to go a negative number because positive X is this way. So let's do an offset of a negative. And you're saying how much? Well, this board is 3.3. So it's sitting right in the half. So I need to go half of 3.3. So 1.5, 1.5, 1.65. Should be about that, right? Boom. Okay. And now you can see that we're perfectly fit and looking fantastic. All right. So now we need to do the other two. And I'm going to repeat this process. I'm going to go to the bottom. And I'm going to go select this. And I'm going to select there. And then I'm going to go to my top. And I'm going to select here. And then I can see my X. Now it's on a positive side. So I'm going to offset it 100. And we can say OK. Notice this time I checked that little green because it's now ready for another one. So I don't have to go back to select it again. So we're going to go to our bottom. We're going to select it. And then I'm going to go to the top. And we're going to zoom in. And we're going to select it. And once again, we're on the edge, which means you need to offset it a positive number. So we're going to offset. And that was going to be 1.65. All right. And this time I'm going to sign off on the whole thing. And there you go. We've now got our wing assembly. Okay. So let's see. It's 8 minutes. I think we can at least put the body on here now. Okay. So let's go ahead and find out what that body was. The body was this part right here, which is part 9. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to insert. I want to insert part 9. Like that. I'm going to put it right there. Say OK. And now we can do the same basic thing. In this case, though, what I want is I want my body, I want my wing to be able to slide along the body. Okay? I don't want to permanently attach it. I want to be able to slide it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is similarly, I'm going to go to my bottom view. I'm going to zoom in on my wing. In this case, what I want is a planar mate. And I'm going to select the center of this. And now I'm going to go with a top view. And I'm going to do the center of this. And then I'm going to say OK. Oh, it didn't work. Hold on. Let me try that again. I want to do a planar mate. Let's eliminate that one. I clearly did something wrong. All right. We're going to zoom in. We want to do a planar mate. This. Well, I'll be darned. Give me a pause here. Let me figure out what's going on. Something silly's going on. Okay, I got it fixed. For some reason, I have to select this one first. So we're going to go with a planar mate. And I want to find, let me get a top-down view. All right. And I want to put it on the top of this board right here. And I want this to be attached to this board right here. And then we're going to say OK. All right. Now you can see what I can do. All right, there it is. What I can do now, though, is if I want to, I can simply select this, and then I'll be able to move it to the front of the plane or whatever else that I want and position it. So now you can see we can start building our glider the way that we want it to be. Okay, so now the next thing, let's do one last thing. Let's put this piece on right here, this little beam. And if I recall, that was going to be this one, which is part 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to assembly, and I want to insert. I want to insert part 1. I'm going to set it, about, I'll just set it right there. And we actually need 2 of those. We need one right here, and we need one right here. But I'll just do this one, and then you guys can deal with the other one because we're going to run out of time. So I'll get it on there, but we'll get it ready. We'll put it on the deck so we have both of them. Okay. Close that off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same way I did before. We're going to take the bottom view of this, and I'm going to mate it. So we're going to zoom in. We want to find the bottom of this, and I want to put it right here. Just like that. Okay? And I can see my time is almost out, so I'm going to pause this. You do the same thing with this one. And then what we'll do is we'll build the tail, and we'll be done with all this sort of assembly stuff. So I'll see you soon.